Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here on Bittensor or Tau. We're going to do a full update right here. We'll talk about the current situation. We've obviously had a massive rally over the course of the last week. This has been one of the best cryptos to invest in. Personally, I did invest in it, but I invested in it last week, Thursday, right? So I caught this move before the crash. And then I thought about buying it again because I was bullish on Tau, but I thought, the market circumstances are a bit too tricky. So I missed the bigger move, unfortunately, but still, I hope a lot of you caught that. I've covered Tau before, and we actually, I already said on Monday, I think that, if we're able to hold that level right here between $400 or around $400, I think we can still easily rally up higher, which we did. But now the situation is a little bit different. So I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about what has happened, what the current momentum says, and then to talk about, what's most likely to happen next. Because one of the key reasons why Tau was relatively bullish was the Bittensor halving. That's coming up in December, and that's coming up, I think, almost in the middle of December, something like 12th December or something. So there's still quite a lot of time before that happens in which we could rally again, because I do think that initial rally at this point of time is over. There still is a very small probability that we will reclaim the momentum, so to speak. But I think that's unlikely. If that happens, I'm wrong, because I don't expect it. But I do think there's some critical levels where if we get a certain reaction, we can rally again. And I think you should know about that. And I think you should be ready for that. Now, it's not only the Bittensor halving. I mean, very often what happens if you see momentum is that narratives are also created, right? So then people take a look at the project and they say, oh, they have that coming up. That's the reason why we're rallying. No, I mean, there's also just been some very localized AI strength in crypto with something like Go AI. I'm not sure what the name of the full project is, or BAS, for example. There have been these AI projects that have actually done very well. And Bittensor is obviously an AI project, and Bittensor is also a very strong and fundamentally good AI project. So that's another reason why I think it did well. But like I said, at this point of time, I think the momentum is over. If you take a look at the 1 hour time frame, we have very much started to lose momentum after Tuesday. We already formed bearish divergences with the volume, but also with the RSI. So that's when we started to push down. And then the first key level we hit was 420. Nice. That was the value area high of the range we've been in for months and months. And we got a very weak reaction there, dropped down below that. The next support level was right here at $400, the yearly rolling VWAP, found some support there, broke down below that. And ultimately there's not really new volume coming in right here. You can also see that there's no new leverage coming in right here. There's no major bullish divergences, although some bullish divergences are forming, but it's minor. So for now, that to me is enough to say, all right, well, the bullish momentum has vanished, because if we still would have bullish momentum, we would have found a stronger reaction between $420 and $400. In my opinion. Now, if we reclaim that level with strength, then we can still rally into $500. But like I said, if that happens, I was wrong, because I don't expect that. I think that's not going to happen. I think it's more likely that we'll push down lower. And then there's basically one big area that I'm looking at. Well, there's basically two areas. But the first major area that I'm looking at is this area right here around 360. There we have the 0.618 fib, we have a fair value gap, we have the point of control, which is a major liquidity zone, we have the 90-day rolling VWAP, we have the 30-day rolling VWAP. That's the first level where I will observe how Tau reacts. So short term, what that means is that I do think we will drop down into that level. And then if we actually see Tau holding there, right, so if we actually see the price holding there and some signs of new momentum, so increased volume, increased open interest, then from there I think we actually have a chance to rally up higher. But I do think it's crucial to say that it's a very strong support level. So finding support there, I do think, but I will only buy if I see signs of momentum. If I don't see signs of momentum, we will hold at that level, but we will drop down lower into that level at 320 and 310 later, and then most likely from there rally again. I'm fairly certain that Tau will rally again. The question now is at which support level and when. So those are my thoughts. I think that's so short term. What I expect is this, right? So we will pull back into the level, find support there, get some sort of, fill some imbalances, maybe rally if we get some momentum. That is something I'll keep you updated on, but then a pullback lower into this high liquidity zone at 320. Those are my thoughts. That's what you have to work with for now. So hopefully it helps. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.